Well, howdy-ho, my peeps. It is a dark and rainy afternoon here in the Central Sierra foothills. We had a little snow last night. It didn't stay on the ground, but it flurried out of the sky. And we're getting that atmospheric river of rain that should last all through the week. And I'm really, really excited. So happy to see water coming out of my sky. This is going to be interesting. I've got Pearl crawling around on the table underneath me, sniffing all these wonderful things I want to show you. So I'm going to get to it before she decides to eat them or knock them off the table. Okay, so this is a show and tell. I was going to do like a formal unboxing, but Pearl just didn't want me to do that. So I'm... Pearl's my cat, if you guys don't know that. So I've got it on the table. I'm going to show you. So without further ado, I have two wonderful friends here on YouTube who share my love of old things, including dolls and old antique clothing and just anything old and funky and wonderful. Well, they each ended up sending me a box of wonderful stuff. Both boxes came on the same day. So I've been just chomping at the bit to show you what I got. So this first set of stuff comes from a friend named Deanna. Deanna is an absolute doll. She wrote me a beautiful little card. I'll paraphrase it, basically just saying, thank you for being you. You always bring the sunshine into my life. And, you know, I'm just so glad to have you in my world. And Deanna, right back at you. I was just watching Anne of Green Gables. You know how Anne has her best friend Diana? Well, my mind is a little fuzzy these days. Deanna, right back at you. I feel the same way about you. So let me show you what she sent. Just a plethora of really cool things. We're going to start with the biggest first. This is a baby doll, obviously. I would say, oh, don't lose your head, girl. I would say she's about as old as I am. I'd say she's around 60 years old. Looks like she came from the late 50s to me. I wasn't able to find markings. She probably has them, but the light in here is it's really dim, even with my studio light on. So I'm having a hard time finding anything that says who she is. She has a cloth body. So she's got a filled cloth body. She's vinyl. She's missing an arm on this side. But I just love her. I'll tip her head back again. She has a wooden block up in her neck that stabilizes her head. Probably gives the body something to like staple into or hammer it into. I didn't really examine her. So anyhow, I'm loving her. Don't know what to call her, but look at her sweet face. Isn't that like the sweetest little dolly face? Just love her. So she is going to probably end up getting some new clothes and a hairdo, and we'll do something interesting with her. Okay, put her down. Now, next thing I want to show you, this is in no order, just cool stuff. Okay, I have an angel Christmas ornament that's lovely. And this will be added to my stock of Victorian ornaments. I have Christmas ornaments in like old-fashioned 1950s style, like that lodge cabin style that was so popular in the 80s and 90s. And then I have like a pink Barbie, and then I've also got Victorian style. So depending on which tree I'm feeling inspired by each Christmas, I'll pull out a different set. So she goes into Victorian. Now, I also have a pile, I'm just going to lift up the pile, a pile of old trims, crocheted pieces, a little bit of lace yardage, just stuff that you would use to, you know, to trim the sorts of things that I make. And I am always looking for more of that. So that is going to be put to good use. Little applique. went with that. I also have a length of royal blue penne velvet, that crushed velvet, and it's the real stretchy stuff. So I'm not sure what I'm going to end up making out of it, but I will make something. Isn't it a beautiful color? I just love that color. In addition, I found an absolutely adorable little handkerchief. You know, handkerchiefs are kind of like potato chips. I can't get enough of them. So I'm always thrilled when I get another one. And this one is particularly beautiful because it has the roses and, you know, it's just so sweet and delicate. Another thing she sent, and this, I love this because you know how the cobbler's children have no shoes? Well, the woman who makes face masks often doesn't have enough of her own. This one will be added to my collection. Isn't it cute? It's got this little delicate little applique on it. I think I have 2 ratty face masks that I alternate washing. So I needed another one. Thank you. Another thing I got is, this is a wall hanging. It's a quilted, like a quilt square, and it has the place on the back where you would put the dowel. I think I'm going to use this as a basis for some sort of assemblage or assemblage, however you pronounce that word, art. So I will probably tea stain it and do a bunch of stuff to it, then embellish it, use it, you know, so I can put other stuff on top of it and put that in a frame. That's what I think I'm going to do with that. I'm not sure what these are. They kind of look like they're either covers for golf clubs or hats for preemies. I'm not real sure. I have 3 of them. So Deanna, honey, I want you to tell me what these are exactly, because knowing what they are will help me decide how to use them. So thank you. The big baby doll, she came with this little, you know, kid's sun hat. And it's funny because as soon as I saw this, I immediately thought of another friend, Lori, whose granddaughter is named Lydia. And this hat reminded me of Lydia for some reason. So Lori, if you're watching, I just thought of Lydia immediately when I saw it. She probably has one similar, that's why. All right, I've got another little baby doll to show you. I am not certain how old this is. I'm guessing maybe from the 60s or maybe newer. I'm not sure. It was made in Hong Kong, so that kind of gives you an idea that it's not real new, because we don't get a lot of stuff from Hong Kong anymore. So I thought this was a little cutie. Going to add this one to the baby doll collection. All right, let's see, what else do we have? More beautiful little hankies. And these things are going to be incorporated into projects. I'm just not sure which ones. I love this one. This reminds me of my grandmother, who was a lover of all things blue, particularly blue roses. And then I've got a man's handkerchief as well to go with all of this. So those will find a use. Now, she gave me one more thing, and I feel guilty accepting this thing. As a matter of fact, before she sent this stuff off, she sent me a photograph of some of the stuff she was sending. And when I looked at it, I said, you know, some of those dolls might be valuable. I said, I don't know enough about dolls to be able to tell you, but a light bulb went on in the back of my mind that, hey, you know what? Something in there is valuable. You better check it out. So I asked her, remember, Deanna, I asked you to take a look at how much these might be worth before you decided to, get rid of them. And sure enough, you sent me something valuable, and let me show you what it is. Well, you know what it is. I'll show everybody else. This is called a Blythe doll. Blythe dolls are very rare. They only made them for 2 or 2.5 years in 1972. and 1973, and I think into 74. Kinner made these dolls. They pulled them from their product line because they scared little kids. These big heads and the big eyes. Now, the eyes, you'll see her eyes are kind of an amber color, sort of an orange color. When you pull this string back here, you would pull it and it would click, and you would pull it and it would click. Well, every time it clicks, her eyes change color. So they go, and like her eyes will close, and then they'll open up and they'll be blue, and they'll be looking in one direction. They'll close, they'll be violet, and, you know, looking in a different direction. So her expression changes as her eye color changes. Scared the crap out of little kids. So they stopped making them. Well, now, of course, this kind of thing is popular. These dolls obviously are very collectible. And this particular one, she's the one that comes, they call this hair color Raven. It's the long raven hairdo with the wispy bangs. They also came in a blonde, I think a brunette, maybe a redhead too, I'm not certain. They had different hairstyles and different outfits. Well, this outfit is called Medieval Mood. That's the name of her outfit. So, I know she looks a little ratty to you, but to a Blythe doll collector, she looks like heaven. Now, I've been reading on how to fix eyes because her eyes don't work. In fact, I probably should call in some professional help to get her eyes fixed so that they actually open and close. Another feature that on her is that they had knees that would bend, and often these knees are, I'm not going to force them again, but often these knees go bad, just like humans, right? Only her knees work. So that's kind of a nice feature. They're still functional. So if I can get her eyes to function, and I can get, I mean, look, her hair is still in nice shape. But if I can get some of these mats teased out carefully, and, you know, and maybe even, I might even iron her little outfit. If I could just do that much, she's worth somewhere between $850 and $1,200, just like this. If she had her box, she would be worth more, considerably more, maybe up to twice as much. I've seen them sell on eBay for around $1,700 with the box, and you know, without like the matted hair and all that. However, because these are so rare, and because she has her outfit and her knees do work, and fixing their eyes apparently is not that big of a problem, because of all that, I'm guessing I'm gonna go in the middle and say $900 to $1,000 is probably what she will fetch. Now, I don't intend to sell any of this stuff, but I want to talk to Deanna and find out if she is willing. I will get this little girl fixed up, sell her, and divide the profit in whatever way she feels is fair. So I just, you know, it's like if somebody gave you a handbag with $1,000 in it, I wouldn't just keep it. I'd call them, say, do you want the doll back? Which I'd be happy to do. Do you want me to fix her up and sell her? And we can, you know, I can take a finder's fee or whatever you want me to do with her, I will do. So anyhow, that's how I'm going to handle this little girl. So Deanna, I know you're watching this. Please think about what you want me to do. Again, I would be absolutely happy to send her back to you because she is so valuable. I would also be happy to get her cleaned up and see if we can't sell her. So you think about what you want. So that is what I got from Deanna, and every little thing is just thrilling to me. Now, I got another box from my friend Stephanie. Her channel is called Steffi's Beads and Baubles. She makes and does tutorials on little, primarily ornaments, like Christmas ornaments that are all sequined on the front. And what she'll do, she'll often take like a cookie cutter and use that as the outline, and then fill in the inside, kind of painting with beads and with sequins. So that's hers. If you're into that kind of craft, go see it. Also, she's expanding her channel right now so that she will be doing more like she did a munch pack the other day. She and her husband went ahead and got a munch pack because Grant and I have so much fun with them. They thought, well, maybe we will too. So she just did that. And so anyhow, please give Stephanie's channel a check out. She's a lovely, lovely person. Okay, so now I'm going to stop this for a bit. I need to open Stephanie's box and get stuff out. And I will be right back. And I'm back. Okay, so let me show you what Steffi sent me. I'm going to start with the dolls. First of all, she sent me this small little baby doll, just adorable. The hand has been chewed up by time, and I say that because she's got that really soft, squishy skin that feels like, well, I guess it's supposed to feel like real skin, and it sort of does. Her face is made of a harder plastic. Isn't she cute? Or he. It looks more like a little boy to me. He's so adorable. Then, this doll was made by Ideal. This doll's hilarious. Look at its expression. Okay, that is one sad, mad, bad baby doll. Look at that. This baby doll says, I am not having any of it. I want my pacifier. What do you guys call it now? Binky. I want my Binky and I want it now. So cute. Nice, big, heavy cloth body doll in excellent shape. And I just love this one. All right. Now, I got another doll from Steffi, and this one has some value, monetary value. It is a honey child doll, probably from the 1920s, I'm guessing. You can see she's made of composition. Her nose and lips are beginning to, get out of here, kitty, are beginning to, or have worn off. She's got a lot of crazing on the surface of her skin, but she is intact. One of her, I think this arm had been repaired at one time. So anyhow, I tried to find some information on this doll in this condition. I'm guessing I could probably get about 50 bucks for her, somewhere between 50 and 75. If she were in better condition, she would take more, even though she doesn't have any of her original clothes. The most expensive one I saw of this type online had her original outfit, was in much better condition than this, and she sold for $265. So I don't intend to sell any of these baby dolls. These are all going in the collection. The only reason I want to sell Blythe is because Blythe just gave me the vibe that she wanted to move on to live with someone who knew about her and had wanted her forever. So I feel like I'm just Blythe's caretaker for right now. Whoa, kitty, down, bad kitty. But the other dolls seem to want to stay with me. Now, in addition to the dolls, she sent me some clothing. Now, this stuff is, I think, every bit of it is just regular kids' clothes, baby clothes from like the 1920s, probably this one. I have a little wraparound petticoat that looks like it's probably from the 50s. I have something here that looks like it's from the early 50s. Just as adorable as it can be. Isn't that cute? So well made, so beautiful. It's even got some of its starch. I actually ran out of storage on this phone. Can you believe it? I was doing the video and it turned off because I had used all 256 gigabytes of storage. So I had to do a few things. Hopefully I can get through this. I just need to say that my girl, Pearl, right here, has been bugging me through the whole video. She wants to play with all the dolls and all the stuff that I got, and she won't stay off the table, and she wants to get into the boxes, and she's driving me freaking crazy. Yes, you are. Okay, down you go. Well, here's something else that looks like it's from the 1950s. It's a little, remember, those of you who are old like me, remember these little crisscross slips that we would wear under our dresses? I actually remember having those. Then there's a lot of stuff that looks like it's from the 1920s or so, like this is made of linen. There's a lot of very thin cotton little nightgowns and so forth. Most of it is in, some of it's in good condition, some of it's in bad condition like this. For my purposes, it doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, the bad condition stuff is actually better because I use it in crafts, and having it look all old and crusty is no big deal. This is a little top. This is a little flannel sack, they called these. Oh, gosh darn it, cat. Get out of my baby clothes. Babies would sleep in those. Then here's a darling little sundress. Put on baby in the summertime. This is adorable. This is actually a toddler's shirt, but isn't it cute? Look at just the incredible detailing on it. I think it is so beautiful, so pretty. Probably done by machine. Well, no, I take that back. No, that embroidery, those tiny little embroidered flowers, those are done by hand. I also believe the blanket stitching is done by hand as well. Just beautiful. And yet another little sleeveless sack thing that baby would sleep in. So I'm going to have fun turning those into something. I also got a box of, I'll show you the box, a box of pillowcases. These are child-sized pillowcases. So I'll open this one up for you so you can see how big they are. This is my favorite one because it looks like blood stains. So I came up with some horrible, gory story about how it got the blood stains. And, you know, that just works well for me and my crazy mind. But the trim on this stuff is just beautiful. I'll show you the trim on all of them. This is just a very simple little edging. This is a crocheted edging. This is knit. This edging is knit on knitting needles. And another with a lovely kind of shell crocheted edging. So these things are beautiful and will be used to make something. I'm not sure what, but they're going to turn into inventory just like everything except for the baby dolls that I've showed you. Okay, something else that she sent that I think is just so cute. I just love it. It reminds me of my childhood. It's these 3 little fingertip towels, and they say his, hers, and what would the third one be? Guest. So when you're having a menage a trois, everybody knows which fingertip towel belongs to them. Okay. No, you can't. You can't. You have to go away now. Something else she sent is this. It's actually a tray. It was being used as a bed for one of the babies. I'm going to repaint this, and I'm going to do the Mackenzie Childs inspired paint job on this. So I'm looking forward to getting that out. And I think I'm actually going to paint this. I don't think I'm going to do the decoupage. I really want to get into the painting part of Mackenzie Child stuff. Oh, Cat, you are cruising. She's just cruising. All right. And the last thing that she sent me is something that I collect every time I see them, I buy them. And that is baby shoes. I make little photo holders out of these baby shoes. And so this was a darling little leather pair, so cute. Probably from, these aren't super old, they're like from, I'm guessing about maybe the 1970s or so, based on they're from Sears. Based on the typeface, they look maybe the 1970s. And now here's something that she sent that just has so much meaning for me. In this little Stride Right shoebox. Now, Stride Right working at Stride Right was the 3rd job I ever had. 4th job, and I was only 17 at the time. Okay, no, I was 18. I had just turned 18. And I had worked in a publishing company when I was growing up, doing assembly. Then I worked at YMCA camp, cooking and different things, working in the kitchen. Right after high school, I got a job making sandwiches at a sandwich shop, so that's 3 different companies. Then, while I was at this sandwich shop, I was doing something behind the counter, and this man comes up to me, this middle-aged man with a really deep comb over, kind of greasy looking, little bit, I don't know. He didn't know what this guy wanted. And he hands me his card and he says, if you or anybody else you know is looking for a job, call me. And he walks out, didn't even order anything. So I'm looking at the card and it says, Mr. Frank's Stride Right Shoe Tree. And I thought, well, I don't make sandwiches very well, but I would probably be able to sell shoes. So I went across the street the next morning and asked for an interview, and he hired me on the spot, and I worked there for, I don't know, 5 or 6 months before I moved down to Southern California. Still only 18 years old. Anyhow, and these were the boxes from that time, so from the late 1970s. And so I felt awfully memory lane-ish. Although I don't think these are Stride Right shoes that were in it, that's kind of funny. These look more like Buster Brown's. Anyway, there was a little pair of baby shoes in there, as well as absolutely adorable, just freaking adorable little, now these I think are doll socks. I don't think these are baby socks, but these are actual baby socks. We sold these at the Stride Right store. I also worked at Buster Brown a year or 2 later for a short little minute. And I'm going to look and see if this tells us who makes these shoes. No. These are no-name shoes. They don't tell us who makes them. Anyhow, so there you go. That is my haul of nostalgic wonderments. And I just love every little thing they sent. Let's see here. Nope, these are Stride Rights. Okay, so if these are Stride Rights, then what these are what you called pre-walkers. The walkers had a much thicker sole, and they had a little bit different construction than this. So anyhow, we didn't sell too many of these, so I wasn't really familiar with them. Mostly we sold the walkers, which I don't think you can even buy anymore. I haven't checked it out, but it used to be when your kids started walking, you bought them a pair of those, either Buster Brown or Stride Right white leather high tops. Everybody wore them. But that's not true anymore. That brings me to the end. I'm so glad to share this stuff with you. And it is, I don't know, maybe 5 o'clock or so. It's dark outside already. We're getting a little lull in the rain. So I'm going to put my stuff away and I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to drive home and get this uploaded. So I will come back to you guys soon with something else. Bye.